Hey, how's it going? Today is 6th of January, Saturday, and we are taking a look at what kind of opportunities are available in the market. I thought it might be worth touching and on very promising markets myself coming into this. I'm going to be taking a look at a press release done very recently. That would be 1st of January, 5 days ago. That would be new tax credits for British film, TV, and video game markets start from today. British film, TV, and video game producers will benefit from new, more generous tax credits that starts today. Let's try to understand this article a little bit better. A new and improved credit system for film, TV, and video game production companies start from today, 1st of January 2024. So it's something that they have recently announced, it, right? And within this article, I'm going to be taking a look at, and that's overall what this article is going to be about, right? So some of the bullet points. From that, we're progressing to the next one. That would be an extra 40,500 in relief for children's TV, animated TV, and animated film production. Right. So the more I don't know, there's some opportunities there. I might as well cover it though. So that myself, I'm interested more in the last one. I think last bullet point: 5,000 relief for high-end TV, film, and video game production. So there's only 5,000. That's what I was interested in. Since some of those markets they're performing very well within different governments. I don't know. It's great. If anything, let's acknowledge that, right? So I can touch on that and how is some of those markets are performing and what are returns on investment, right, within those markets. If we were to take a look at some of those markets, right, of very well compensated people in some of those markets, right? I don't know if it's worth covering, right? But all the government seems to perform very well in investing into market or if anything improving situations within those markets. Might as well stick with this article. Let's stick with this one. It might be good, it might be bad. I don't know. It's because it might not be more productive, I guess. Is it productive? I don't know. Or it would be video games, right? It would be productive way of using our time, right? That's up for debate. Let's stick to that, but and perhaps progress on that. To maximize the potential of UK's cutting-edge production industry and help incubate unique British talent, the government audiovisual expenditure credit and value game expenditure credit replaced the previous tax reliefs for film, TV, and video games. All companies will receive more tax reliefs than they did under the previous system. Greater flexibility over production decisions and greater clarity about the amount of credit companies can expect to receive. So there's some people making announcements there. So I don't know myself. I have recently reached out to a number of those companies and potentially opportunities of working together. Right? I don't know. There might be a lot of opportunities there, but it's very expensive. And like I think currently it's a very hard time for many of those companies. It just I don't know. It's always collapsing. Some of those industries are always collapsing and new ones starting. Right. So I think currently as we speak, new industries are starting. That's I think where we are within this particular cycle. Right. So since a lot of projects might be starting, myself I'm interested in how I can get in one of those projects and work together. I have reached out to some of the older companies, right, and they told me fees. They would only talk to me if my budget would begin with anywhere from $30,000 or something. That's a fees that we're talking about, right? So I'm more interested to see what are new projects that will be starting in the near future. Myself, I don't know. I have my own understanding, right? But the opportunities are there under the new system. A children TV production, animated TV production, or film with 1 million or qualifying expenditure will receive additional 42.5 thousand in relief. A high-end TV production, film production, or video game will receive 5,000 in relief. To ensure fairness, The uplift in relief for animation will be expanded to incubate animated films and as well as TV programs, right? Yourself, so perhaps support, since we're on the topic of the way how you can get your taxes back, right? So the point of contact, most important thing, and any finances would be your accountant, right? So perhaps worth mentioning that myself, I'm not a financial advisor, so you always consult with professional, right? I'm just taking a look at some of those press releases and I'm reading it for the first time, by the way. The credits will be calculated directly from the production or game's qualifying expenditure instead of being an adjustment to the company's taxable profits. Animation and children's TV productions will be eligible for a high credit rate of 39%, a rate increase of 4.25%. Under previous release, the 34% credit rate for film, high-end TV and video games in roughly. So I don't know what is going to be considered high end. 2D video game? Well, that's what we're referring to, or perhaps an 3D? Well, either way, HD? I don't know. Video game is roughly equivalent to a rate increase of 0.5% on the previous tax release, right? So at least there's a percentage there. Opportunities might be there for people who are interested and taking a look at the different industries, right? The new system applies to the whole of the UK. The government has listed the feedback from industry that companies will need sufficient time to adapt to the new expenditure credits for the recent production and games in the development of 1st of April 25. They continue to use their previous tax release until 1st of April of 2027. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a journal. With the system, you can potentially work on establishing routine small goals. And if you yourself are considering tackling large, big problems, that would be a very necessary system to have and work towards achieving habits that would normally would take perhaps anywhere from 7 to 8 days. It's been structured, so it will touch on your financial goals in the future, but that will be a quarter, and that will be 90 days. If you were to stick to working from cover to cover within this journal, every page is 24-hour windows, and some of the tasks that would be required for many people to accomplish every single day and sticking to those routines and building a habit. You can find it, QR code in the corner, company's website below. The move to reform tax relief for entertainment production and video game was announced at the spring budget in March 2023. The system implemented today was developed hand in glove. Okay, okay. Okay. So there's assistance there, and they're working towards achieving perhaps people working on perhaps more in different industries, right? Perhaps that would be high-end industries, right? If anything, there might be a lot of people making a lot of statements. I haven't read any of that information, but if anything, let's acknowledge what this article was about and summarize this article on that, right? So if you yourself you're considering entering some of those markets, there might be promising markets where you can potentially build different businesses or different projects on. If you yourself you're interested in entering those markets and perhaps not necessarily something that you're doing right now, I'm interested. And myself, problems that I'm going to be looking to solve are completely perhaps different depending on the time, when, and what you are interested in doing. If anything, I'm looking always out there in the market solving some of those problems, right? So there might be additional information there as well as always consult with your financial advisor or accountant since we're talking about taxes, right? Not professional in that sector, right? It's not a financial advice. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.